Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. We're going to have a fun little experience today. We're going to work on an Ocean City reel. This is the Ocean City 91. It's a classic 1950s bait caster. It's a reel I never really learned how to fish with as a child. I used to bird's nest the heck out of these things to the point where my dad finally decided he was going to go get me a spin fishing reel because I just wasn't catching on with this. This is a beautiful turning reel, and got a little bit of a hang up here. We'll see what that's about in terms of that pawl operation, and we're going to try and take this reel apart, service it, and then I think we're going to give it away. We're going to make this one of the channel's giveaway reels. Hopefully we'll give it away if we can figure out what's going on with that pawl. We certainly don't want to give away a reel that's not working properly. But we're going to take this reel completely apart. We're going to show you how to service it, how it's made, and then we'll talk a little bit about how to enter the contest for the reel. All right, that seems a little bit tight, so I'm just going to put a little bit of penetrating oil on there, and I notice we have some residual here. I'm not sure if when they loaded this up they put some tape on here or something. That's used to be an old way to save a couple of yards of monofilament. So we'll see what's going on there if we can resolve that more. All right, there's a nut that I just took off that's stuck in here now. There we go, that's the cap nut. I want to remove the handle. As I take the pieces and parts off, I like to clean the pieces. So we'll do a quick buff here. This reel's not very dirty. It's got plastic side plates, so in that regard it's corrosion resistant. That's always a good thing. And when I take my pieces and parts off, I put them into a parts tray for safekeeping. It's a rather uncomplicated reel, but that doesn't mean it's not a good reel. And because it has plastic side plates, it doesn't mean it's a cheap reel either, although they were value priced versus, well, some of the ones that maybe use German silver side plates and the like. But overall, it's a reel that was durable, and as I said, I just didn't get the knack of it at the time, much to my dad's chagrin. But since then I've learned how to use them, and I really enjoy using them. I wish I had kind of mastered the skill a little bit earlier in life, but that's the way it goes. Alright, speaking of going, while I'm taking off these side plates, if you would like to learn more about fishing reels, how to take them apart, how to service them, how they're made, a little bit about the companies that made them, and so on, then I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. And if you do subscribe to my channel, please use that notification button. That's going to let you know when I'm posting, and well, you'll see if that's a reel you want to learn more about. I think I just discovered what the issue is here. We'll see if we can find some way to fix that, but I believe there's a little sleeve that belongs on here that's not on there at the moment. So find out if we can jury rig something for that, if you will. All right, I'm going to remove the side plate. That'll give you a look inside. There's two gears that drive this. One of the gears drives the pinion gear, the worm gear. The other one drives the spool. There's a collar that comes off. The spool comes out, and then this comes out. This is your assembly. So relatively straightforward design in the assembly. I hope you took pictures before you started pulling these things, because they came out in a hurry, and if you don't have a good visual representation of what it was before and you leave this project, you're going to have a little bit of trouble. Alright, I'm going to use some steel wool to buff off what I can. Again, this was not the high-end type of a bait caster. It was one, well, somebody like my dad would go buy for somebody like me who was a kid at the time, right? You didn't worry too much if it went overboard or into the water or what have you, but by the same token, it did provide for good performance all around. Yeah, so this should have a metal jacket on this one holding that pawl down. That's my thinking. And we're going to take this off. And right now I'm thinking I'm going to find something to tie that down with. Let's get that pawl out first. That might be the other reason why it's sticking. It may just be stuck in there. Sometimes the vibration of just tapping it will bring it out. And yeah, there's a lot of dirt on this one as well. Most of the time there was a little U-clip that was holding this in place. on some of the other Ocean City reels. So I'm not sure that's just plain missing, or if that screw is serving the purpose of holding this down. You would think you wouldn't want the screw to do that, but one never knows. While you're at it, you can pull out your worm gear and inspect that. These teeth are nice and clean. Remember to put it in the right direction when you do that. Put a little bit of oil into the channel for that pawl. Grab the pawl and put that back in. That's an aluminum pawl. That's interesting. A lot of pawls are... Let's see what happens as we continue to turn this. I want to make sure that it's going back all the way. This is where it was sticking over on this side, so we want to give that as much of a choice as we can. Yeah, so it'll keep doing that. That's all good. And it may be that that screw has a wide enough head on it to hold it down. Let's just tighten that up and see one more time. I want to make sure that there's no slack coming back onto the okay. Yeah, the ball's not falling out. It's staying tight. But again, I remember seeing a metal jacket there. Here's a thought. I don't know what this belongs to. It's laying on my table. And I think what I'm going to do is just see if that doesn't sneak around the back of this. Kind of extend the shield there. And see if that has an effect. It won't hurt it. I'm going to leave that there. But generally speaking, you would have seen could have seen, I won't say you would have seen, but you could have seen something that would have affected that by having a full jacket like that. Hey, it's working. All right, sometimes you improvise, right? All right, I'm going to take a scrubby pad, clean down the dirt on the inside and outside of this. The reel overall is pretty clean. To reinstall this, you want to find the long and short side of this. Long side faces in. There are two studs on here where they seat. You'll find the same two holes on your guide here. I guess it's easier to put them in this one first. Or not. And I guess you couldn't put plastic here because this probably would have an effect on the plastic over the top. Okay, with a little effort we've got all of that back. It's not an easy thing to do, and it'll probably fall on me again, but for now we're going to try and just keep that steady to the side while we go address the gearing. Now this reel, if anything, has got a lot of old dirt and grease on there. We've taken the handle off. We can push the main gear out. We also have the drive gear for the worm gear, and you want to make sure that you keep the orientation of that drive gear correct. So this is the piece as it goes on the worm gear, so I'm going to put that right back on there. On our main gear, we want to remove the shellacked grease on that. It's all dried up and out. So a little bit of penetrating oil. Pull through on the... I'm using a brass brush for this. You can see how it's cleaning up the gear. And check your teeth, make sure that they're not full of old grease. You can use that same brush approach. And then check the teeth from this side. Make sure that those angles are nice and tight. There we go. And we can re-grease that. A little bit of grease onto the shaft, a little bit of grease onto the teeth. I think that little clip that I put in there will probably hold the pawl. It could be that the pawl was dirty and dry that was causing the slip. Yeah, it may still be slipping. We're not quite sure. I guess one thing we're sure of is that we've identified what could be the issue, and whether it is or not, I guess that remains to be seen. All right, we're going to remove the dirt from the side plate. We can reinstall the main gear. When I do that, I like to put the handle on to hold that in place. This one has limited parts, but it's a balancing act with that metal shield there. You saw me struggle with that, and it is a struggle. Turn this, make sure it's turning nice and free and easy. And one of the things on this is these handle knobs have swollen. They're trapped on this steel post here, and well, it's something that can't be resolved. People have told me go use a hair dryer and kind of heat it and see if you can expand it, and all kinds of other tips. Never had much luck with it. Doesn't mean I haven't tried. All right. So there's something that's been left over time, but the arbor for the most part is nice and clean. Clean the back stud of the spool. A little bit of grease on that. Grease onto your drive gear for the spool. And we're going to see what we can do here. Let's see if we can get this on without knocking pieces apart all over the place. All right, that's on. We should be able to bring this on. Sometimes I wonder how they did this in the factory, because they're very tight tolerances and you've got a lot of pieces that can move, kind of move out of shape, right? It seems like we got it. All right, let's grab those 3 screws. Put those back in, we'll give it a test, and then how about this, we give it away, right? So those of you that have been watching wondering how we give it away, well, it's a pretty simple test. As soon as we can make sure that the pawl is not jamming up on that side there, and the examination said it shouldn't because both pawl points were in good condition. But as soon as we make sure that it's not jamming up, we'll give you that information, so just stick with me to learn how to go do the entry for the giveaway. This is the 3rd screw. There were 3 of them on there. The parts tray is empty, so once this one goes in, we should be good. This reel is called the Knuckle Buster reel. There is no anti-reverse in this one. No drag, nothing. You fight the fish. It's mano y mano. And, well, that's the way it goes. Let's see what we did. All right, I think it's worthy of a giveaway. How do you like that? So how do you do that? Simply leave a note in the comment section that you are a subscriber and that you would like to be entered into the giveaway. About a week from now, we'll do the giveaway, and we'll do a drawing and see who the lucky winner is. So again, this is the Ocean City. It's the number 81. It's a old-time bait casting fishing reel that I wish I learned more about, and wish maybe my dad had a little more patience than just switch me over to a spinning reel at that point. But there you go. Fun little reel all around. I hope you've enjoyed that. I want to take a moment to thank our first responders, our police, fire, safety, and rescue, and everybody who works in the public interest to keep us out of harm's way. I want to thank you, the viewer, for watching. I want to wish you good luck if you decide to enter the contest. Again, just leave that comment in the comment section that says you're a subscriber and like to be entered. And we'll see who the lucky winner is in about a week. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, wishing everybody a great day.